You're listening to Truly Unruly with Marcus and Jessica Trufant.
What's up, y'all? It is time for another episode of Truly Unruly with Marcus and Jessica Trufant. I am your host, and my name is Kel. Trufants, what's up? How you guys doing?
It's sunny.
What's up?
So today I don't have an email, but what I have is golf course talk. And what that is I got a round in the other day with a couple homeboys, and my guy was like, hey, man, you guys should talk about this on your podcast. And I'm like, well, what is it? And because I don't think his girl listens, his wife listens, but he was like, he feels like, I know, right? He says that he feels like his wife is weaponizing sex. And so I'm like, what do you mean? I'm about to tee off, and I'm like, wait, I stop, and I'm like, wait, what do you mean? He goes, I've just noticed more recent in our relationship, when we get into an argument or she doesn't get her way, she withholds sex. And I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, but I guess it's something that he usually wouldn't have complained about, but I guess it's happening more frequently that he's noticed it now. That he's like, okay, I know what the fuck is going on here. So his question is just kind of how does he approach her with it? And how does he approach her about it and her not hit him with the, oh, you're tripping or you're thinking too much into it, when this is something that he clearly sees it happening and sees the pattern of this happening. What is you guys' take on it?
You want me to jump into this one first, Jessica, or?
I mean, we gotta control something.
Okay, let's not go with the society and the women and all we got is our vag, and so we got to hold on to that. Right?
There is a lot of power down
That's
there.
True. Power to PU.
So
Jay-Z and Robert
right.
said that a long time ago. Yeah.
Let's take a deep internal dive. What is he doing? Think about that.
That's fair.
Why is she withholding or weaponizing or whatever? What have you done? Fix it.
What I would say, yeah. So does she, and we don't have your homeboy here to ask him, but does she usually still get down if she is upset, or if there's an argument, does she usually come back around and they usually make up, et cetera, et cetera? But it may be up to him, to push a little bit, see if he can clean that up, maybe give her some calm words, make her some food, give her a nice little massage, put the kids to bed and make sure she's at ease for that night. And you know what time it is, and you just know you got to fix it sometimes. Sometimes you may feel like she's not listening, or she's out of pocket, or she's mad for no reason, but hey, you got to find a way, man, especially if you're trying to get it. Or you could just say, all right, I'm going to stand my ground, and then you got to deal with the consequences.
He is speaking from pure experience right now.
I was about to say.
You are speaking your truth right now.
And you just outed me. I was about to say, man, I heard that from a friend.
He's speaking his reality.
Facts is facts.
Definitely.
And I mean, it's not the same for everybody, though. But like I said, you gotta be in a place to sometimes step outside of yourself. The women are from Mars, or men are from Earth, or whatever the hell we
from
say,
Mars,
right? We're in.
Have you ever read the book?
Yeah.
I've seen the book, never actually read it though, and I've heard of it, right? But I know enough to understand that men and women in most cases see the world differently. Right. We see arguments different. We see everything different, right? So when these altercations take place, and then if sex is the end goal, or getting close with your lady is the end goal, and there's these two different planes here, you got to find a way to bridge that gap and bring it together, right? Yeah. So you got to find a way. And even if you don't want to do it, fake it till you make it, right? women do it.
One thing he did say though that did stick with me was, well, when we do have sex or she finally comes around, it almost feels like it's a goddamn holiday. So like it shouldn't be like that, right? And the fact that we've discussed on this podcast before how men need sex.
In a negative way, Kel? I don't mean to interrupt, but like it's a holiday.
Yeah, it's like, oh
is
shit,
that a good
we're
thing,
finally
or?
doing it. Like
It's like, ooh, here we go. Here
like
we
I've
go.
been waiting
Yes.
weeks, months for this.
Okay, but that poses a different issue when it becomes a holiday or a rare occasion, or it's celebratory when you guys sleep together. So
I don't think that's a bad thing. Why is that a bad thing?
well, okay. If you have to celebrate,
Celebrate all victories. I just talked about this on my.
You probably celebrate every time, but
I just talked about this on my social media, man. I do this thing and I like talk to the people and about being positive and all this. So we got to celebrate all victories. So if you ain't getting it from your girl and you guys are going through a thing and you guys finally come back together,
that's
why
a victory?
Why is that not a celebration?
Well,
why
my thing is, if it's happening, like Kel said, if it's happening often, or what's the frequent, like what is the duration in between time? These things are, you need to know these things, because if he's talking about it's a celebration, what is it? 3 weeks, a month?
3 weeks is too long. 3 weeks is too long.
If you could see me put my hand into
3
his
weeks
face.
is too long.
But that's what I'm saying. If he's like,
for most.
right on, yes, in the court, like,
He's excited. He should be excited about being with his woman. And maybe that's what they do. Maybe that's their ratio, 3 weeks. I'm not here to judge.
he's complaining. Kel, do you know the duration between?
There was an argument. There was an argument and he complained because he wanted it that night is what I got from the story, and it didn't happen. So maybe 3 weeks did pass, which is, in my humble opinion, is too long.
To
but
me, my man,
to each his own.
I'm not trying to put their business out there like that, but it sounds like they might be having sex maybe twice a month.
Okay.
All right, that's every other week.
Let's be real here. Let's be real here, Jess. Like, all of us people that are
Active.
right, like right, we're having sex 2, maybe 3 times a week on the low end.
Well, right
on the low end, right. So twice a month.
If it does not work if that is like something that he wants to change, you got to talk about it. You got to talk about it, because like I said, there is a lot of energy down there. And if you don't want to give that energy away, but once every 2 weeks, you got to get to the bottom of it. Why is it?
Right. And I hate to say this about being team guy, but he might have to check himself, right? Why is she not
I already said that.
Right, yeah, you did say this, but it's different if it's coming from a dude, right? Because we supposed to be like, yeah, but I'm saying, what's going on? You got to invest into the female. You got to ingest or
ingest.
Sorry, invest. You got to invest into the whole situation. It just don't start then. Like I said, it starts, days before. It starts the night before. It starts in the morning. You got to start.
Boy, shut up.
You got to start working that mental side of it. It's just not the body, right? Hey, you got to work the mind.
But how do you know he's not doing that? That's what I'm saying.
Right. Okay.
So
yeah.
he
So it's a
is
conversation.
doing that, and maybe it's not
Very
paying
true.
off.
Very true.
And she's still like,
Well, that's what I'm saying, you guys, is like, it's what I'm saying is, that's what I mean is like she's weaponizing it in a sense of like she knows the power that she wields, and she knows the power of the pussy, and she knows how bad the man wants it. So it's like, oh, okay, you pissed me off. Well, I know exactly what to do to piss you off. You just don't get none. And that's fucked up.
Right.
And that's not fair.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
That's
it's
not
fair, but here's where the problem lies. It's one thing to weaponize it a little bit. and withhold it. But it's another thing to do it often and to do it, withholds for 2 weeks or so. That's insane. Maybe not, but I feel like that is insane. And that speaks to like a deeper issue, her issue or her issue. Like, you should not do that. That is not, first of all, there's so many layers. It's like there must not be proper conflict resolution skills. There must be a breakdown in communication for her to want to just be like, nope, I'm holding this. I'm sitting on this. There's a problem. There is definitely a problem. What?
I'm just saying, that's fair.
Right.
I mean, and they wonder, but my thing is like, women know, I mean, we all know that like all people want affection, right? And want to be sexually intimate with their partner. But it's shit like this is why people fucking cheat. And then you bitch and complain when somebody goes and gets it somewhere else because you want to sit here and play a game with it and not realizing this ain't a game. So if you're not going to put out and then this man decides to go step out and wander and then it turns into like, oh my God, how dare you? It's like, well, what do you mean? You know what I'm saying? You were busting it open twice a month. And when but I'm saying, though, this is why people cheat though. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is why people step out.
Cheating is an absolute choice. Nobody forces you to cheat. I don't care if she only has sex with him once every 6 months. It is a hands down choice to step out. It is not her fault. Do not ever blame. You made me cheat. That's like when you used to get your ass kicked and your mom would say, you made me do it. No, you just have no fucking self-control. That's what happened. It's a choice. And
I will say
something.
this.
Say something.
I think he has.
You are driving a wedge in our relationship. And it is really bothering me. And it is really affecting us, whether you want to realize it or not. Maybe she doesn't know that this is like life or death for him at this point.
But we're saying, what if he does do all those things? He talks to her. He tells her, okay, this is not cool for me. I'm struggling. And she continues, and she's not that it's an excuse, but you're creating an environment to where your partner is not satisfied.
That's it.
And it's supposed to be a job.
Maybe she ain't satisfied anymore. Okay.
Well,
you never know. Some people might withhold it because they don't even want to have sex.
Well,
maybe
then say
she's
that
done.
then. And then they can set up a situation.
There's the dark side of withholding.
Right.
Because I don't even want to have sex with you. And I'm just doing it just because.
Well, if that's the case, like you said, the communication, if they want to be adults about it and they want to be honest instead of just being shitty about it.
Some people aren't adults.
And sitting on it, be like, okay, I'm not feeling you. We need to do something different. Or I
just withhold it.
New age people, they bring other people in, or they let people wander and do things. We're not even going to a whole nother thing.
So maybe he should open up the floor.
No, not he, they. If she's unsatisfied with him and she doesn't want to give it to him, then maybe it's a they thing and they talk through it. Yeah, we're together, but we're experimenting a little bit.
And here's why that's not far-fetched, because this is Las Vegas and there's a lot of that shit going on down here.
Please, this is Seattle, and I'm pretty sure that this shit is rampant. That's why I said it. Up here,
I think it's going on everywhere. So it's not a thing that's publicized or that's talked about a ton, but
well, then start the conversation. All he has to do is feel it out. Like, what do we need to take it to the next level? Do we need to, possibly open up the door to invite people in, or I think
the woman would be like, no, let's not do it, and then go and do it on her own. But that's just me.
Well, then,
I mean,
well,
leave
that's
the
when
dude
you
in the dark.
leave, and or just bust it open more. I don't. If that's not what you want, then
Choices, decisions, the consequences. I'm gonna get a shirt.
I have
Yep.
a question, Jess, because that kind of what you just said kind of goes back to the first point of what he said, like, how do I bring it up to her without her making it seem like he's crazy? Because what it sounds like is, and I know both of them, and she is, I feel like, was the type to be like, well, you're tripping, and then twist it around and make it seem like he's tripping and he's crazy and he's bugging. Oh, nigga, you're tripping.
The
and then
manipulation.
downplay the fuck out of it and then walk away.
but you can't say he's tripping if they were doing it more frequently, and then she just starts with, "I'm not tripping. That's facts."
I mean, all that can be true and it'll be right, but when you are withholding something because you didn't get your way in an argument, or I don't know, or you were wrong in an argument and you want to grab your ball and storm off, like, that doesn't give you a reason to, well, I'm just not going to be affectionate and have sex with my man because fuck him. Like, I don't know. Like, that's just, you can't weaponize
Yes, it does.
that. Like, why are you
Yeah, you
even
can.
married then? Why are you married then? Like, what's the point of being married then? If you're gonna sit here and withhold sex from your partner because you're in your feelings, like, what?
Maybe that's the only control that she has. Is that
That still don't make it right, though.
it doesn't make it. I don't think it makes it wrong.
It doesn't make it wrong if she's genuinely upset.
Right. If she's
and doesn't
upset
wanna
and
have
she's like,
sex, that's
no.
okay. But it's more of a thing if she's trying to gain an advantage in some way, or yeah, you didn't take the garbage out, or I think that we should have took this trip and we didn't go, so I'm not gonna have sex with you type of thing is not cool. But if there's a disagreement and you're not feeling the way, people have emotions, so you don't want to have sex, that's cool. And then it's up to the dude to come back and clean that up. And
I don't think there's anything wrong with being sexually petty occasionally. I just don't think so.
Oh, you didn't buy me
You
this
have-
purse, so I'm not gonna have sex with you. Like, what? So now what? Your marriage has turned into a business transaction? Every
prostitution.
time? Yeah, it turns into prostitution.
At a certain
Every
level.
time you have sex with your partner, you got to fucking pay him off. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe
I left your
sometimes.
cash on the dresser.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
There is. Hey. So I guess maybe after a while it could be like that. Like, hey, this is
Could be.
transactional. I need put my cash up here, put my purse up here.
And then what if it's the other way around? I'm not doing anything for you unless you sleep with me.
Well, then either you cave or
Oh, my
you say,
God.
who can go the longest?
Yeah.
We will win.
And then you're definitely
We
stepping
will
out, though.
win.
If that's the game, and that's why that's a slippery slope. And
I'll
that's
play the game.
A nasty game to
I'll
play.
play the game.
That's a shitty
I'll
game
win.
to
that's
play.
how you get. I'm telling you, that's
Nasty
how
game
people
to
get
play.
cheated on, bro. Like,
That's how people get cheated on in a heartbeat. I'm just not gonna. Yeah, nah, that's a shitty
Well,
game.
if you
A
play
dirty
the game, that's the risk you're willing to take.
Well,
If you play the game, you know the risks. If you're playing that game,
Still
you
dirty.
have to know.
still dirty.
It is dirty.
Where's the compromise and where's the humbleness in the relationship to
There is no compromise. This is my body.
vulnerable? But I'm talking about the transactional piece, about who can kind of wait each other out type thing, right?
There is no compromise. May the best man win.
All right.
you took on my last name. You are property of mine. I own you. Okay.
I am not of Marcus.
Of Marcus.
You are of
I am
Trufant.
Zeph-
You are of.
I am
funny.
not.
You signed a contract. Remember that contract you signed with your witnesses and that legal officiate? You are now property of Trufant.
Right. And that contract signed, you will now wait for as long as it takes, because it is for better, for worse, and sickness and health, vag or no vag.
But I don't know, man. Like, Marcus, let's say Jess started doing that to you. How would you approach it? Let's play some role playing here. You, Jessica.
Kel, he cries. We know, we've been over this. This man cries over not that long. So I can't even imagine what he'd do. I don't know. I can't imagine.
Yeah, so be careful. And that's a threat. So what I would say, Kel, is you got to know your person, right? Let's not act like we don't know, we don't understand. Your husband's thirsty or has a high sex drive, whatever. And you as the lady want to act like it's not like that or whatever. And you're uncomfortable. And I'm not stupid. I understand things happen, but we act like men are irrelevant and we don't have feelings and we don't matter and nothing that we do or say matters in a relationship, especially once you get married. And once you start playing that game again, you are pushing men further and further in the darkness by themselves, right? By playing this game of, oh, you just got to sit down and wait in the corner and you wait till I ring a bell and now it's your turn type shit. That's not.
If that is
cool.
the only thing that like keeps like
it doesn't
you tied,
have to be the only thing.
Fucking weird.
But it could compound. There's other things going on in the relationship that men don't like, right? It starts to add up. And sex is big for men. So when you throw that on top of it, you get this explosion of, okay, I'm going to leave for a couple of days. I'm going on a golf trip. I'll be back. Right? But you're really going to get some relief, to get some affection, to get some time that you're not getting at home. The environment has been set. And we've had these conversations. I've talked to my wife. I've talked to my girl. I've told her. She don't want to hear me. So I'm only human. And eventually it could be 6 months. It could be 5 years. But you have pushed me to the limit, to the edge.
Again, I believe you're speaking from experience
I'm not,
here.
no.
I believe, what a crybaby.
I'm putting something on it now, but I'm saying, don't set the table like that. Let's work together. Let's be a team. Don't push me just because you can and think that's cool. I don't think that's fair, and it shouldn't be done that way. On either side, it's men that shouldn't do certain things to women just because they can. You know,
please.
Men are the breadwinners in a lot of situations, and they withhold, and it is kind of like a transactional thing. I don't believe in that either.
They withhold what?
The money, and you can't leave the house. You can't do this. I'm shutting off the credit card. I'm doing all this type of stuff, right?
Well,
that's not player. That's not player. To me, it shouldn't be like that.
Please, you withhold that. Well, we're definitely going to be in a standoff.
Right. But yeah.
It's a showdown.
Just hope that you got somebody that's willing to work with you, right?
Right.
And that is not willing to have a standoff. And
he's having his own therapy session.
Put the gun to your head and be like, I'll do it. So, yes.
I feel like some of these conversations that we have, if there's any like unmarried people that are listening or watching, are just like, yo,
fuck marriage.
I'm not.
I never want to do that shit, right?
Like how these motherfuckers talk about this shit. I ain't doing this.
I know. It sounds like life, sex, everything is over once I get married.
No. Well, I mean, if we're gonna be honest, I'm talking and I'm kind of just setting the table like the worst case scenarios. But when you are in a marriage, it's a give and take, man. And that's what I'm trying to say. It's not about who wins all the time. And you got to give up yourself, and you got to be about your person. You got to be about your partner. Yeah, you're still that. You're still you, but you're supposed to be as one. You're supposed to be equally yoked. And you know what I'm saying?
That's
you're supposed to come together.
Supposed to be.
I know, and it's not like that all the time. Nothing is perfect, but you're supposed to be able to work on these things, talk through these things, right?
Yeah.
And that's all I'm trying to say.
It's strange to me because as a guy, your whole life growing up, you have your mom tell you what to do, and then you finally get out the house and you're like, I don't got my mama telling me what to do no more. Then just to get married and it's this or that, like all over again.
And then you marry your mom, pretty much.
Yeah, and it's
pretty much is what
that all over again, where it's like, oh my God, like I'm paying these bills, we have this life, and I still gotta ask for permission to do shit. I damn near gotta ask permission to have sex with my woman, because if I don't do something she don't like, she ain't gonna give me the poon.
Well, hopefully it's not like that for a lot of couples. It's unfortunate that it's like that for your friend.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Ain't my life, but he was kind of laughing about it, but at the same time, I could tell the nigga was serious.
Right. I'm like, I don't think it's, he's
niggas
probably
count.
really hurting. He's probably hurting inside, like probably literally like
Exactly.
backed up and shit. Well, yeah.
It's unfortunate. My advice would be
Get
to
divorced.
make sure he's in the clear.
Might happen.
Overdo it and see what happens. And I say overdo it, really put the charm on, really try to go in and be the person that your wife fell in love with, allegedly, and just come with it and see what she does. If she continues and is playing the game, some deeper conversations need to happen, or you just really need to see what's going on and see where she's at. Just like Jess said, she really could have something going on, right? Mm-hmm. And be in
the off season. It's an off season.
Yeah, just be in another place, be in another headspace. But you got to get to the bottom of it. But to continue to go back and forth and playing the game is not cool.
Right. And Jess, your advice, I assume, is man up, stop being a little bitch, right?
Well, that's part of it.
Stop crying, and men shouldn't have feelings, and we shouldn't say shit, right?
No, you should have feelings, but your feelings shouldn't show just because of
when should they show?
All the time. If I'm only getting your feelings because you're crying because of a lack of that, is there anything like? Is there something deep? Like, is that all there is to you? My God, I don't get it.
It's attached to a lot of things, though, for men.
Oh man!
It's part of a relationship. You need that.
Yeah, it's different.
I would say I would go with Marcus. I would say have a serious conversation, and if she's like, "Oh, da da da," be like, "No, really," and then maybe ask her, "Is everything okay with you? Like, what can I do? Can I help? You know, all those kinds of things. That might loosen up the chastity belt a little bit, or whatever belt. So there is ways to approach it, and it's not to go out and cheat. That's stupid.
No one said just for him to go out and cheat. We just said this is how people cheat. Like, this is why people cheat.
And you said it.
Yeah, this is why people step out.
She's setting the environment. And to be honest, a situation like this, you got to see if your girl is cheating. If she's not interested and her mind is somewhere else, and she's just too through with you, that's part of it. Maybe she is done. That's what I'm saying.
You don't ever know, and she's just do they have kids?
Yes.
Okay, she could be staying for the kids. She's probably trying to wait for little Jimmy to go off to high school or college.
Damn it.
Well, I couldn't think of it. And then she's out of there. And so, she's just maintaining.
Foul.
It is.
Yeah, but that's okay though, right? Because she's unhappy, right?
Yep.
The double standard.
It
continues.
I mean, it is.
It is what it is, though. But so that's what I'm saying. If they both want to play that game, and that's why I said my advice is to go in, do everything you could do. That way you're in the clear and you're done. Okay.
Beg.
I've tried my best. I'm not begging, but I'm just creating this environment to try to make you feel as good as I can, right? To make you feel comfortable. And if nothing is working,
that's a form of begging.
Something.
Psych, I'm kidding.
Something is going on. So, it could be the neighbor that this one lady found attractive a couple shows ago that they came together and now she's mentally over at the neighbor's house, right? Not physically yet, but she's mentally there. So her husband,
I wonder if they're in a relationship now, or did the husband really take her advice and like befriend the neighbor himself?
Right.
And now they're going to play golf together.
You got to keep trying, though. You got to keep trying is what I'm saying. And then when it's done, it's done.
When it's done, it's done.
Oh man, those poor people, they were sharing a wall. I just hope his old lady ain't getting banged out by the neighbor.
She might be. Man, it happens. It's just not the men.
By like the neighbor, or like last week, maybe her husband just isn't conveniently attractive. So
yeah. She gets all the attention in the relationship, right?
Damn.
Yep.
Well, I think we gave some pretty good useless advice. What do you guys think?
That's pretty good. Yes.
I think we're good, man. And I think we came to a point, man,
look, you're trying to really think that we really gave some great advice.
We did. I gave some damn good advice. I don't know about y'all, but my advice, my word is always on point. So, yeah.
It's weird.
I speak from the heart.
All right.
Truly Unruly, y'all. Marcus Trufant, Jessica Trufant. My name is Kel. Remember, follow the page, Truly Unruly _podcast on Instagram, and follow these guys, Jessica Trufant and Marcus Trufant. And of course, if you want to send us any of your questions, if you want us to give you some of our very, very insightful advice, you can email us at trulyunrulypodcast@gmail.com. And you can listen to us on your favorite podcasting platform. Remember to like, subscribe, leave a review. And you can catch the visual on YouTube. Just search Truly Unruly and catch us every Sunday on Converge. I think that's it. Cool. All right, y'all. Till next time. Peace and much love.